Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question comes to us from the True Stories collection. As in, it actually happened at an event that I was actually judging. Amy casts Free the Fae, the instant part of Picklock Prankster, while Nick controls Leyline of the Void. Does Amy get to return a card to her hand? Can she cast Picklock Prankster after Free the Fae resolves? So I think that if this question was about a planar void, it would be a little bit easier to puzzle out what the answer is. Unlike Leyline, Planar Void exiles the cards from your graveyard as a triggered ability. But triggered abilities are not put onto the stack in the middle of a spell or ability resolving. They have to wait until after all the instructions have been performed. So with Planar Void out, resolving Free the Fae would look like this. First, Amy mills 4 cards. This causes Planar Void to trigger for each card. Then, Amy returns a card of the appropriate type to her hand. Then, because Free the Fae was cast as an adventure, it's exiled rather than put in Amy's graveyard. And after this, the triggered abilities from Planar Void are put onto the stack, where they will go on to exile the other 3 cards from Amy's graveyard. In contrast, Leyline of the Void exiles cards via a replacement effect. There's no time when the milled cards would ever be in Amy's graveyard. They move directly from her library to the exile zone. At first, you might expect this difference would affect the answer, but in fact, we also have this rule here, which says that if an effect mills some cards and then refers to the milled cards, it can find them in whatever public zone they actually move to, as long as it is a public zone. This means that, once again, Amy is able to return a card to her hand, just like she wanted. Another thing to point out is that Leyline of the Void exiles the card if it would be put into a graveyard. But like we said before, Free the Fae is not put into a graveyard after it resolves, it gets exiled. Therefore, Leyline of the Void does not interfere with this process at all, and Amy would be able to cast Picklock Prankster at some later time, just like she normally could. And now with that set, I want to give everybody another chance to apply these concepts with a couple of challenge questions to test your understanding. How does another chance work with Planar Void? What about Leyline of the Void? Well, first off, the interaction with Planar Void works exactly the same. Just like before, the triggered ability triggers during the resolution of another chance after you mill the 2 cards, but it does not get put onto the stack until after all the instructions from that spell have been completed. Accordingly, you would be able to return cards that you milled to your hand. Leyline of the Void is a little different though. Just like before, the cards that you mill don't even hit the graveyard at all. They go straight from your library to the exile zone. Unfortunately, this is a problem because unlike Free the Fae, another chance does not say that you can return cards from among the milled cards to your hand. It says to return them from your graveyard. If you had some creature cards in your graveyard before you played another chance, you could return them, but the ones that got milled never hit your graveyard at all, so you would not be able to return those. And that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling. Until then, I hope you have a great day.